Go ahead. It is.
Okay, you have to eat the mic, one of those mics.
Okay, I'm talking about medicines from the sea. And vis-a-vis the oil spill, it seems like this is a very timely topic because our underwater resources have so many secrets that are yet to be discovered, that treasures that are ready for us to analyze and figure out. Can you all imagine that my daughter, when she was a graduate student, 21 years old, hypothesized that there had to be something underwater that impeded fouling on the surfaces of every structure underwater, the sponges, the coral, the animals. She collected surface lime, if you will, isolated bacteria, sent them off for analysis, and the report came back that she had discovered 17 microbes, heretofore unknown to man, including a new genus in several species. As she further started understanding what these microbes did, she extracted substances, chemicals that they produced. The chemicals are new. So here you have things, these tiny little organisms that were evolved over millions of years under the water. And what do these substances do? Well, they have two major attributes that are so important for our world. One for the world of industry, and that's the fouling, which is the gunk at the bottom of ships and the adhesion of the barnacles and all the invasive species and all the other things that clog our filters and our pipelines and so forth, that make us have to use more energy to propel ships through the water because of the drag. But she also discovered that these chemicals impede bacterial colonization, if you will. Bacteria cannot create infections. If she puts her magic substance on any surface, a human open wound, or a clinical surface, the Center for Disease Control says that there are over $200 billion paid out in the United States alone for infections that are acquired in hospitals, not to mention the mortality rate. And here you have a simple chemical found under the water, not even deep under the water, that can impede bacterial infections if it's sprayed on a medical device or sprayed on a surface. If you have a problem with purification of water, which is so necessary for pharmaceutical production and food production. And here you have a 21-year-old girl solving a huge problem. Of course, now we have a corporation. The name of it is Aequor, Inc. I invite you to get my card and check out our website. Aequor, A-E-Q-U-O-R, means calm seas in Latin. So you won't forget that where you see Aequor, you're going to see calm seas and a solution to so many problems. The underwater resources that are being used in medicine are many. My daughter was awarded Researcher of the Year by Tech America last year, which is pretty awesome, actually. We now have our own company and our own lab. But so exciting is what all the other big research centers are doing, finding the solutions to major problems of human health. The things that my daughter has discovered are being studied for a cure for Alzheimer's. Plaque in the teeth is a biofilm. Plaque in the brain is biofilm. So we're talking to Scripps and some of the big major research labs, and they're using things like the blood of horseshoe crabs and little snails, finding all sorts of applications to solve what was in the past incurable diseases. So we're very excited. I hope you ask me a lot of questions later and come pick up a brochure and some cards. And the big pitch tonight is protect our precious treasures underwater. The chemicals that are being spewed in there, I mean, we can appreciate a pelican and wash it off, but we have no idea what's being destroyed, these fragile ecosystems at every depth, and certainly dumping in dispersants and endocrine disruptors as they are, will not only destroy these tiny organisms, but also mutate them. So we may have irreparable damage that we're facing. There's a great Native American saying that I want to close with, that we are merely borrowing our planet, Earth, from our grandchildren. We have to be stewards of this precious treasure that we have so that they have a future. Thank you.
Was she working for a company or?
She started a master's degree at St. George's University in Grenada, the island.
And that's where she did this work?
Yeah, and because of the school had no patent policy, we were able to patent everything in her name. The school waived all the rights, primarily medical school, but they let her loose with her research. And
I remember that medical school. Remember that from Ronald Reagan when he was at the...
1983.
They went to Grenada to rescue the students at the medical school.
Liberated the medical school.
Right.
No, it's such an incredible story. She did her master's research on the Fowlin, which is the skunk at Longwood, and she did her doctoral thesis on the biofilm, the medical application.